Welcome, welcome, welcome. As I typically say, we're back, and it's in the title of the stream. If you know, it's on my hat as well, and it's currently on your screen. One word, Fisker. Today was the day. Wow, pretty much like a 40% day on Fisker. Crazy. It's crazy. Congratulations to everybody who was patient. Congratulations to anyone who was in on this. Just finally. I'm not trying to be like insanely hyped. This is something that I've known for a while could potentially happen if you could get something as big as the catalyst that we got today. I've looked at Fisker pretty much on every single one of my streams since my first stream ever. Literally since my first stream ever until today. Every single stream for the most part I've looked at Fisker. I don't even know if I've ever missed a day of looking at Fisker. If you follow this channel, you know it's my favorite stock. It's on my head right now. It's on my hat. The chart is on my wall. And there you go. Foxconn and Fisker working together on a car or something. Huge catalyst this morning. Was up a lot in the pre-market, then fell back in the first hour of the day, and then just spent the rest of the day running to pretty much touch a new all-time high today on Fisker. It's awesome. If you were in the stream just literally 3 weeks ago when it was down here in this accumulation range, I was saying nonstop, this is the time where the smart money comes in and you had a lot of time to acquire your position. And I never once said that it wasn't bullish. For literally a whole entire month, I was saying this is bullish, this is bullish, this is bullish. And you had the initial huge move, last week. And then when the market fell yesterday morning, it literally gave you another chance to get back in the accumulation range for just a few minutes. And then today with the catalyst, it went insane, went to a new all-time high. The trade hit the target. I posted this trade, I think, on January 18th or the 19th, something like that. When it was at $15 was the entry for this trade, and it hit the target. I remember when I posted that trade and I was saying that Fisker is going to go to $21.50 and the price back then was $15. Not a lot of people were having it. I had some people actually hating on me for literally putting out this trade. I had people telling me that it's a dead stock, that it's never going to move. And then what we saw today, and even last week, it did it. All right, so we were in because of the technicals. This is where the smart money came in. It was bound to have a catalyst eventually, which is what I said when I put out the trade. And today was the day that the catalyst was announced, and it's just legendary stuff. I don't know if I'm gonna have to make a new poster for it, but 44% profit trade. It was not as profitable as the original bullish butterfly. So that trade, I think it was 100% profit from the exact entry or something. I think it was it was about 100% profit. So it wasn't as good as the butterfly, but you cannot complain with 40% profits, and it went even higher to make a new all-time high. So just super happy about everything with Fisker. I'm gonna come back to this chart. We're gonna talk about it more in depth. I'm probably gonna spend another 10 minutes talking about it later on in the stream, and my thoughts on tomorrow, the rest of the week, and stuff like that. But I just wanted to start off the stream. There was no other way I could have started off this stream. Shout out to all the OG SPAC members. That is what my channel was built on. So Fisker, not only have I traded it so many times, not only does it really help me out, I guess financially, but it's a major reason for why I'm currently streaming, and why I have a lot of the subscribers here, and just it's done a lot for me and the whole entire brand and stuff like that. So just awesome. Hopefully you're happy as well. And yeah, we're gonna come back to the chart to actually talk about the technicals and stuff, but I just wanted, how could I have not started off with that? But yeah, some of you might still be holding your original position from when I put out the buy call at pretty much $9 on Fisker, which is framed on my wall. So it's more than doubled since then, obviously. How much percent? If you literally would have bought at the PCZ and never would have sold, you'd currently be up. Right now, this is blocking it. What is this? You currently be up, right now, you would be up 154% in about 4 months. So that's cool. All right, let's go talk about the other trades. Let's talk about everything else, and then we're going to come back and talk about the current technicals. But yeah, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you for 2,200 subs. And if you want to send me a tip or buy some merchandise, that's the pinned comment in the chat and the first link in the description. It'll pop up on the stream should you choose to do so. Let's talk about the rest of the day. The easiest way to recap it, I need to sneeze. I'm not really sick anymore. I was sick earlier this week, but my nose is still giving me some issues. So, let's go talk about the rest of the day. I'm really trying hard not to sneeze right now. It was almost a flawless day aside from CCIV. So let me go show you why, okay? Just hear me out for a second here. All right. We're looking at this. This is a weekly sheet. Now, right when you just stare at the sheet for this week, it doesn't look like insanely great, but you have to remember all of these red ones aside from CCIV and FEYE. So hold up. Let me just do this the easiest way. So 6 out of these 8 trades that got stopped out, there's a reason for that, which was just beyond the trades. These 6 out of 8 trades that got stopped out were already down a lot because they were ongoing trades from last week, right? So they were already down coming into this week. So they were like inches away from getting stopped out. And then it was yesterday, I believe? Yeah, yesterday in the morning when we had like a crazy dump in the market. They had to have gotten stopped out, right? There was just a bunch of panic selling. So like if yesterday it looked terrible. It looked terrible yesterday. But today was a huge bounce back for the trades, all right? I'm just going to show you what the trade sheet looked like today. If you ignore all these trades from last week that got stopped out yesterday, this is what the trade sheet looks like from just today, okay? Where Fisker hit the long-term target of 39%. BlackBerry was up 18%. I posted that this afternoon. Trade's already up 18% profit. We're going to be talking about GameStop, AMC, and the rest of them. And I posted this before that hype actually started rolling, and I literally just posted it because of the technicals. Boeing had a big day today as well. It's up 8% today. SDC, I believe I posted that trade yesterday. That trade's already up 6%. DD, I think I also posted that yesterday. That trade's up 4%. No, that trade is more than, so these are just the returns from today. So that was up 4% today. USR was also up 4% today. XL was up only 1%, but at one point it was up like 3.5%. Rocket is up after hours, so now it's up like 2%. And then the only one bad trade that was a loss today was the first trade I put out on CCIV. It just didn't hold its support. Really nothing else, no excuses, just didn't do what I thought it could have done. And I posted another trade on it. That trade's already up a little bit, but we'll see what happens with it. But huge stuff. This week alone, Fisker was a 44% finally after waiting for weeks to hit that target. And then a bunch of other trades are up very, very nicely right here. And then only 2 out of all these red trades, only 2 of them were from like actually posted this week. The others were all like ongoing trades last week. So please keep that in mind. That's the recap of today. It was literally almost flawless except for this. Really wish I could have titled the stream Flawless Trading Day, but CCIV took away that title. Yeah, that's like the recap. I don't know why I'm having all sorts of issues right now. My ear is like, it's weird. So that's like the recap of today. Great day. I had a nice day today. Just a huge bounce back after pretty rough, I guess, like week or so. And yeah, keep hitting that like button and that subscribe button. Let's go talk about all these trades like in depth. Let's talk about the technicals. Yeah, that's like the recap. Hopefully I don't start lagging. I shouldn't. All right, let's get into this. Yeah, real quick. Yeah, Rocket earnings tomorrow. Also, Fisker has earnings tomorrow. We'll talk about both of them. We're gonna talk about all the trades individually. Did Nokia finally go up? Great. Nokia, the trade I put out on Nokia got stopped out yesterday. Let me just take a look at Nokia real quick. I don't know if it's gonna show me after hours. Let me just search it up. It's up. It's at 4:14 after hours. Okay. Yeah. Stop hunted there. And then the S&P. If you're in the Discord, if you follow me on Twitter, literally like perfect calls on the S&P 500, which means that you could have been able to tell where the market was heading during the day. I posted a bunch of updates on the S&P 500. Let's just start off with that actually before we do the trades. The S&P 500, there's two different things I want to show. So when the S&P 500 was showing this rounding top, right, the rounding top on Monday, I put out a warning saying that there was a rounding top. It wasn't looking good. It was looking bearish. I said that on Monday. Okay, I put it out on Twitter. I put it in the Discord. On Monday, I said the stock market looked bearish. On Tuesday morning, you gapped down and the market was down 2% at one point. So many stocks were down 15 to 20%. It was insane. And then you had a bullish pin bar candle appear on the chart when it bounced off the domain line of this channel that I've been showing for like 3 months. You had a bullish pin bar after you bounced off of it. That was also posted on Twitter and in the Discord. And you had a lot of follow through price action today, and futures are kind of flat right now, but you had a over 1% day on the S&P today. So both the warning of the fall and showing the bullish reversal were talked about on Twitter and in the Discord. So hopefully that helps some of you. As somebody messaged me or say in the Discord, they made like 100% profits off of SPY calls on this move. So just always pay attention to the macro, to the indexes. Their technicals work great on them, and that's what we've been seeing for like the past month. Like a bunch, it's like literally every single time it gets to the top of this flag, I've just been able to warn about it, and then in the coming days you had a fall. So until you either break out one side, it's just very easy to predict the market until you break over the channel or under it. Then you're going to be in a different trend, and you'll have to get more data. That's my thoughts on the market. Just also going to do Bitcoin real quick. There's not much to talk about. It's really a 50-50. There's not a major pattern or any divergence. I saw somebody was messaging me about this being divergence. Yes, it could be argued, but I hate when you have to argue it because then there's like this little MACD island in between. So I'm not too sure. I still really think for the short term, Bitcoin's like more of a 50-50. It's just you need more data to see what's really going on. So I'm not too sure about Bitcoin right now. Apologies for that. Well, actually, I'm not sorry. That's just the truth. And then let's talk about Fisker first. Let's finish up. I started off the stream talking about Fisker, but now we got more people in here. Boom, let's go. I'm just going to hype it up one more time. Oh my gosh, like literally perfect Wyckoff accumulation. Are you joking me? Can I pull this up real quick? I need to spend time on Fisker tonight. There's no way I don't. Trust me, we're going to get to all the trades. I have a link to it right here. Okay. Like, look at this perfection. Okay. Right over here. There you go. This is literally what Fisker did. Like, perfectly. It's the first one right there. Literally, this is perfectly what happened. All right. Phase A, you came down to over here. Then you went back up to the top. Right over there. Then you came back down to the spring right over here. Okay. That was right there. Then you went back up to test. That was right over here. Okay, and you came all the way back down, and then you started accumulating again, which was from here to here, accumulated, and then you were in the final phase. Okay, you spent some time consolidating here. Then the market has some weird stuff going on yesterday morning, and then the catalyst was obviously the reason for the huge day today. But remember, I say this all the time, it's very common to get into a stock because of the technicals, and then after the technicals happen, a crazy catalyst comes out. QS, 46% profitable trade in because of the technicals, had a price target for Morgan Stanley. Boom. So a lot of the times when things are showing good technicals and accumulating, that could signal, it's really hard to like say anything like that, because then it just comes back to like, there's no way to prove it, but like, I cannot even explain to you how many times I've been into a stock because the technicals looked good, and then just days after, some crazy good catalyst comes out. It just happens way too often, and I can literally provide proof of that, but obviously there's no direct correlation, I guess. But who cares? If you got into something because of technicals and then the catalyst helped you out to make money, I'm not complaining. I'm happy about that. So remember, this was the whole entire composite man accumulating his position, right? The composite man is like this imaginary, know-it-all, super rich trader that shakes out the weak hands and makes the impatient traders give up their positions, and then the composite man accumulates those shares. prior to the huge moves up, right? It's the whole entire Wyckoff theory of trading, and this is like literally a perfect example of it. And this was talked about a month ago, way before any Foxconn catalyst or Morgan Stanley price target, but obviously those were the big movers. So at this point, let me go full screen again. At this point, I don't know what else to, a lot of people were telling me like, oh, what do you think happens now? What do you think happens now? When a lot of people were ignoring me when I was showing all of this going on. It's just, it's crazy. It's the same thing with CCIV, where everybody wanted to be in the rumor, buy the rumor at $60 a share. And then when the actual confirmation of the merger happened on CCIV, boom, dump. It's just the psychology of average traders in the market. They don't care about things until they actually start moving. Like also GameStop, AMC, BlackBerry. What have I been saying for the past 2 weeks on the Wall Street Bet stocks? They're showing hidden bullish divergence. They made higher lows. And then today, now so many people are only talking about GameStop and AMC and whatever, even though they were ignoring it for 2 weeks, because you got the price action. It's like a compounding ripple effect, right? People go where the money goes. That's how things go up a lot. You need to understand that as a trader. That's what you were doing when you were in this accumulation range. So I hope that helps you understand what being in before the hype can do for you, even when the future is technically uncertain. It's all probability. Just remember that as a trader. Same thing I look for on literally all the trades, getting in before the hype, right? QS, in before the hype. Fisker, in before the hype. Currently, I'm trying to be in before the hype on Clover, even though it got stop punted. I hate. Just remember all this psychology, right? Half of trading is literally just your mind. There's the charts, there's the news, there's the fundamentals. But if you cannot execute a trade with all that given information, then you can't trade, right? So you need to build up that whole entire psychology of what you should be doing to get into a trade, what you should be doing while you're in the trade, what you should be doing to exit the trade. You need to build your system, right? So just remember that it's like a car. You need to have all the parts working. You cannot just have the steering wheel if you don't have an engine in the car. So you gotta bring all those things together, and it can lead to things like this. This was not easy to happen. Sure, some people did get lucky, bought the dip yesterday, made crazy money today. But for a lot of people, and I know certain people that have DM'd me about this, they sold right over here. Like, it's just patience and trusting the process does reward a lot. Same thing with the big commerce trade that won like 30%. That was down 5% on the first day. Even QS, when I posted that trade, it was down 6% before it went up 46%. So just remember, you don't have to have a perfect entry every single time. You just need to have a good plan. You need to be able to execute and not be emotional. So I don't know why this turned into a whole entire talk about, what's it called? Like psychology of trading, but hopefully that helped. I just kind of started ranting. I feel like I made a point clear, hopefully. And at this point, what I was getting to is like, at this point, it's like, if you're asking me what's going to happen right now, I cannot give you the same probability that I gave you down there. You just had a 40% day. Could it continue going crazy because there's very little resistance here? Yes. Could it fall 15% because people are going to be taking profits? Yes. I have no way to know. And this is what I always say whenever people request charts that are like this. And even though that this is Fisker, whenever you get this on a chart, the probability lowers because you don't have anything to base your trade off of, right? So at this point, anything can happen with a 50-50 probability. But what I can tell you in terms of reacting, if you break over, like if you really get above 2361, which is your previous all-time high in Fisker, and you flip it into a support, then you could be using Fibonacci extensions, right? So if you go from this swing high right over here to this swing low right over there, your golden ratio is actually also right around the all-time high. Really, if you can break $24, then your next Fibonacci extension is 29. But like it's just so hard to accurately see like a potential reversal area when there's no data up here, right? You need data to compare it to, and really all you can use is Fibonacci. If it doesn't break 24 and it starts reversing, what are your supports? Pretty simple. 2155, which was the target of the trade, was your all-time high from July, or your previous all-time high. 21.55 breaks, and you have $20, which were your candle highs over here and then over here. And then if you fall under $20, then you're thinking like $18.21, which was just recently your support, like right over here. Did not mean to do that. Like right over here in this range, like lower $18. So all the supports are there. It is in a wide range, so very 50-50 at this point. And that's Fisker. Congratulations to everybody. Huge day today. Shout out to Foxconn. And yeah, looking forward to the future. I know a lot of people are saying, since Foxconn supplies Apple, you know, the whole entire Apple rumor is starting up again. I don't know. Fisker has previously tweeted and directly said that Fisker and Apple are not working together. But could that change in the future with them having a common friend, I guess, which is Foxconn? Sure. It's just, you know, you can speculate all you want. There's a possibility, I guess. But until that gets confirmed, I'll just continue liking the company for what it is. Yeah, that is Fisker. Congrats. Hit that like button if you were in on this awesome journey, or you're continuing to be. Hit the subscribe button if you want to send me a tip or buy some merchandise. That's the pinned comment in the chat and the first link in the description. And yeah, let's talk about next. Let's talk about. I feel like we should talk about the whole entire Wall Street bets and everything. So if you've been in the stream for the past 2 weeks, every time I've looked at any of the Wall Street bet stocks like BlackBerry, VXRT, even Nokia, which I had to trade out on, GameStop, AMC, every time I've looked at these charts, I've been saying they're all showing the same exact thing. And I can show you that right now. What have I been saying for 2 weeks? All right, we're going to start off with BlackBerry. Hidden bullish divergence on the daily, right? Hidden bullish divergence. Let's go to GameStop. GameStop, hidden bullish divergence on the daily. Let's go to AMC. AMC, hidden bullish divergence on the daily. Even Nokia, if I can find it, hidden bullish divergence on the daily. Every single one of them made a higher low, and what do I mean by that? Let's come over to GameStop. All of these made a higher low than where they started their pumps off of, okay? A lower level of negative momentum. That implies a continued move to the upside, and that's what you got today. And obviously, the main reason that it went this crazy was not because of technicals, it was just because of the hype. And I guess some people are saying the whole entire CFO leaving GameStop helped out and stuff. But the technicals, again, could have helped you realize that a probability of another rally occurring could be real. And that's been being shown for 2 weeks now in all of these I've talked about in the stream. And I tried to catch Nokia, but it just ended up getting stopped at yesterday when the whole entire market was falling like crazy in the morning. But I was able this morning to catch BlackBerry. I posted BlackBerry with an entry at $10.42. This trade was down for like the first hour of the trade, and now currently after hours it closed at like 12:30 or something. This trade is up 18%. So I was able to catch one of them. It was BlackBerry. So this one, the reason I posted this trade had nothing to do with any of the hype around it. There was no hype around it when I posted it, or yet. GameStop was up a little bit. It was up a decent amount, but it wasn't like up like triple. And BlackBerry was literally just going sideways. It wasn't doing this when I posted it. Had hidden bullish divergence on the daily, like how I just talked about. And then on the 4 hour, you have like local divergence. You were in a falling wedge, and you were trying to break over this resistance, and broke it, and then you went. So yeah, awesome. My thoughts on GameStop and AMC. Again, at this point, I'm not too sure what to tell you. And I also talked about this in the Discord today. I literally, whoa, I don't know why that just glitched out my sound. The Cooler, thank you for the $5 donation. XOM Gartley on the monthly, Head and Shoulders on the weekly with some back testing. Looks good in my opinion. Targets looking forward. I can definitely take a look. Appreciate the $5 donation, The Cooler. If anybody else wants to send a tip, it's the pinned comment in the chat. Let me fix all the audio because that kind of freaked me out for a second. I'll take a look at that right after I'm done with talking about the stuff. Wall Street bet stuff. Okay, appreciate the 5. But yeah, I'm not even joking. I was literally going to put out a trade on GameStop yesterday. I had it lined up. I wouldn't lie about this, and I'm going to tell you why I don't care about lying about this, because regardless, the target of the trade got crushed today. So even if I did put out the trade, yes, it would have been a 32% profit, but like, it heavily surpassed that target. But yesterday, when the market was falling like crazy and stuff, I was looking at GameStop, and it looked pretty interesting with the bullish pin bar on the 4-hour and the confirmed divergence on the 4-hour. And I literally lined up this trade, but then I was like, because before I ever put out a trade, I always look at like the news and stuff. And I saw that the CFO left GameStop, and my impression of that was that it wasn't good, but I guess people thought differently. People were saying that Guy in Hat sent an article. It said like people were saying that just gives room for a better leadership and stuff. So that article kind of scared me away from posting the trade when I initially just glanced at it, and I just didn't post it. So it sucks, but yeah, it just went crazy. At this point, supports and resistances don't matter. It all just comes down to supply and demand. Yeah, I know. Once like, did it go to 200? I saw it getting really close to 200. I don't know if it got there, but supports and resistances and technicals at this point don't matter. It's just a matter of how long the hype lasts. Last time the hype lasted, well, it wasn't just the hype. Obviously, you had the Robinhood restriction and stuff that really, like the second that started is when things really took a turn for the worse. But I'm just talking about like how long the last rally took from the start to the finish. It's gonna be a little bit hard to accurately do this. I'm just gonna go with where this candle started. Let's go to date and price range. Start right here. Drag this up. Wow, this is really hard to do. How long was the last? From the low of it to the high, it took about 6 days for 1,000%, for an 1,000% move. So it was 6 days from the start of it to the finish of it. The last time GameStop rallied. Will it be 6 days again? I have no clue. That was just like a little fun stat that I'm showing you, and we'll see tomorrow. It's really, for what I do for technicals and stuff, I really need like something consistent to be analyzing, which is why I was trying to put out a normal trade on it. But obviously, as you saw today, GameStop is not a normal trade, right? So that's really like the gist of it. What? Sorry, someone's being weird in the chat. Okay. We need to look at the Cooler's chart. Nerve says, much respect, appreciate the trade setups. Thank you very much. For the $22, appreciate it. So yeah, that was like my talk on like the Wall Street bet stocks, stuff like that. Let's go take a look at the request. Thank you very much, Nerve, for the $22. If anybody else wants to send a tip, that's a pinned comment in the chat. So let's go take a look at XOM for the Cooler. We'll get back to the rest of the trades. So the Cooler said Gartley on the monthly, Head and Shoulders on the weekly with some back testing. Looks good in my opinion. Targets going. Alright, let me zoom out. Let me go to the monthly real quick. Did I change my Wi-Fi? Alright, good, I did. Gartley on the monthly. XOM. Let's see. Yeah. But can the C point be higher than the A point? Back real quick. So I'm looking at the bullish Gartley right now, and what like the cheat sheet I'm using says that the C point should be lower than the A point. I do see that from X to B you have a 618, and then from B to D you also have a 1618, so that is valid. But typically like a Gartley should look something like this, like where your C point, I believe, is lower than your A point. So I don't know if that invalidates it. At the same time, regardless of it, you know, the Gartley and stuff, yes, you were at a golden ratio Fibonacci extension, right? And you don't even need to use the Gartley, you could just use fibs. Go from this swing low to this swing high, just extend it. You were, you know, in this golden ratio area, the 1618. You didn't get all the way down there, and that's where you reversed. You ended up having, I believe it was a double bottom. Like if you kind of look right here, this was like your first bottom, then this was your second bottom. So that's what I'm really seeing on the monthly. So it's, what else did you say? Head and shoulders on the weekly. So I'm looking at the weekly. You're seeing some back testing. Okay. I don't really know about a head and shoulders. It kind of looks like, it really just kind of looked like a double bottom to me. It wasn't like a perfect double bottom, but like, you know, this was like your first bottom and that was like your second bottom. That's kind of what it looked like. And then like this is like the big make or break area, like $55 or so. Let me zoom out. Yeah, this is a pretty big supply or demand and supply zone. So let me use this. This used to be your support and now you're using it as resistance. So like this like green box is a pretty big make or break area. So let me go back to, I guess, like the daily and the 4 hour. Definitely it's running crazy. I'd say your support is 54.87, which was like kind of like your high from right there. In terms of like a next resistance, really probably gonna have to go back to the weekly. Yeah, I would say like 64.50 if you're in this for the long run, 64.50. But I also feel at the same time like ExxonMobil and just oil and gasoline is pretty fundamental as well. So just keep all that in mind. So yeah, 64.50 looks like the next major resistance, but just remember you could also use Fibonacci extensions from this swing high to this swing low. You're exceeding the 2618, so your 261 would be like $62. Yeah, you definitely have more room, but you need to hold above like $54. So yeah, that's XLM. Thank you again for the $5. Ice line, inflation rising, gas prices. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, but you know, it is currently, it's gone from $31.70 to $57. It's pretty much at the high of the rally today. So definitely, you know, if you're a continuation trader, there's definitely potential in it, but just manage your risk in case anything funny happens, you know. Appreciate the 5. And yeah, it's XOM. Let's get back to talking about the rest of the trades. So we covered Fisker, we covered BlackBerry and GameStop and AMC. Well, I didn't really cover AMC. It's like the same thing. I really can't give you an answer at this point. AMC was looking good. This was gone over on the stream. I never posted a trade, but somebody, you know, asked me about AMC. I said it looked good as long as it was over 530. It never fell under 530. Even yesterday when the market was having like a bad morning, AMC was doing pretty good in the morning, I believe. It's been very nice price action. It's really hard to give you technicals at this point. Unless you're talking about like a 30-minute chart, but that really, you know, you'd be looking at that during the day. So yeah, that's my coverage on that. Let's talk about the rest of the trades. We're gonna do Clover and CCIV last, so let's just talk about everything else. XL, it was up, I believe, like 5% at one point today. It was up 7%. The XL trade was up 7% earlier today and had a big pullback in the afternoon. Now it's only up 3%. This is a very simple trade, I'm not gonna lie. Extremely simple trade. You just add a support zone, and then if we go on the 1 hour, being shown some local divergence. Straight up, just very easy to manage your risk, and it started off very, very nicely. It started up 7%. Definitely want to stay above $14.17. That's like your make or break area for XL. And it was just, the RSI was literally at like 11 or something. Yeah, it was at 11. It was just extremely oversold. So we have a scammer in the chat. Sorry about that. Okay. Don't listen to anybody telling you to send them anything on the internet, please. So yeah, XL. Not much let's talk about, just hold 14.17. SDC had a nice day today. This trade's already like halfway to the target. I posted this trade yesterday. Smile Direct Club. Again, you weren't really playing like divergence like my normal trades. We're just at a very big support area. I don't know why this channel keeps on like breaking. Why does it? You were just at a demand line. It was a channel, but this line keeps on messing up. I'm gonna try and extend it again, just so you can see what I mean. What is going on right now? Can't use TradingView. Okay, so you were in this upsloping channel on Smile Direct Club. Yesterday, you were testing the bottom of the channel. You were testing this upsloping support line. Then you were also at a horizontal support. So you had two supports lining up. I put out this trade on SDC yesterday, and this trade is currently up 8%. Today, DD, I also put out this trade yesterday. This one had a lot going for it. It didn't. You could have argued some daily hidden bullish divergence. I don't think it really mattered, but you did have a kind of like a bullish pin bar. It wasn't perfect at all. You had classic bullish divergence, like literally textbook classic bullish divergence. Right over here, you were in a falling wedge, had a 4-hour bullish pin bar, and you were back above the $68.30 support, and you had a double bottom on the 1 hour. Right? I showed this on stream last night. Literally, I showed it on stream. This first bottom, second bottom, very textbook looking double bottom, and it broke out today. And this trade, I believe, is up 4%. Second day of the trade. No, it's actually up 5%. So this trade's already up 5%. It's like halfway to the target as well. Again, it was literally almost a flawless day for the trades except for CCIV, which we're going to get to. Even Boeing had a monster move today. Boeing trades up 10%. It's nearing the target. I don't know. I think oh, somebody told me there was like maybe a catalyst or something. But regardless, I'm just gonna type in the chat so we can get this person's message like off the screen. Sorry for spamming my own chat. Hopefully Ahmad doesn't ban me. I don't want that message on the screen. Is that enough letters? I don't want their crypto address or whatever going up. How many letters do I need to type? Alright, that should be good. So, yeah. Boeing also had a great day today. It was up 10%. Or it is, the trade is up 10%. It took a lot of consolidating. And it just finally had a huge candle. Had a 8% candle literally today. Huge move. Really, that's really it. Your support's like 223. Yeah, I should kick the person spamming the chat. So yeah. USR also had, like, again, like pretty much a flawless trade. Can't talk. Pretty much a flawless day for like all the trades that were ongoing minus CCIV. It's just, I don't really know what else to say. Like this one is also up almost 5%. This is QSR. Very textbook double bottom with bullish divergence. And on the daily, I think you had hidden bullish. No, you had also a classic bullish divergence. So just a lot of classic bullish divergence. And then a double bottom. And this trade is currently up 5%. So pretty much every single trade was up. Even Clover, which technically sure it got stop hunted, but I did say on Twitter and the Discord I'm still bullish on Clover. So let's talk about CCIV and Rocket, and then we're going to talk about Clover last, because I have a decent amount to talk about on Clover. Let's talk about CCIV first. CCIV was the only red trade that I put out today. So if we go back to all the trades, so out of the 9 trades, 8 of them were up. The only trade that was failed trade was the first trade I put out on CCIV. I put out another trade on CCIV after hours. We're going to be talking about. Where do I post the trades? Just join the Discord. The link to the Discord is in the description, and you can find it, all the trade alerts there. So yeah, this one, I initially posted a trade that looks something like this. Deleted it because it already got stopped out, and I put out a new trade. Entry was like 31.50 or something. The target was like $40, and then the stop loss was like 29, or I don't remember exactly what it was. It was like, I think it was like 29.09 or something. It was like this second box is hard to see, I guess, but something like that. It got stopped out, and then so the trade got stopped out at yeah, I do feel better, I think. You go see like exactly what price it got stopped out at. Yeah, like 29.09. Okay, so it got stopped out at 29.09, which was right over here. Okay, so it was right there when it got stopped out. Then after hours, I was looking at Clover and I saw it was down 4% after hours, and it was right here when I was looking at it. It was at 27.50 when I was looking at after hours, and I'm like, okay, let me look at the left. Wow, you have a candle high over here and some other candle lows. So you had a new support on Clover, and yeah, it was just at a new support, and I started getting ready to chart it and post out the alert. And then what happened? I didn't even talk. I literally just lost my words in my mouth. I don't know what's going on with me. Ever since I got sick, I just can't think. I literally like just, wow, can't even talk. This is bad. Like I just lost my whole entire train of thought and I can't even like think about, ugh, what was I even talking about? Oh, okay, so yes, now I remember, great. So it was at 27.50 when I was like lining up the trade and stuff, and by the time I posted the trade and like alerted it, it went all the way, because it's super volatile, it went up to $27.80. That's when I posted the trade at. It was after hours. It was down like 3.5% when I posted the trade, and then it went up a little bit more after hours. So yeah, that's the new trade on CCIV. We'll see if it plays out. Again, it's just, if you want to take a trade, it's always your choice. Never financial advice. It's just added support, and you're showing some not like textbook divergence anymore because you made a lower low, but just like local divergence. So yeah, that's CCIV. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I really think falling from $65 to $27 in a matter of just like the same exact week is just, I think it's a little bit exaggerated, but who knows? We'll see what happens. Yeah, that is CCIV. Yeah, we have that issue again. Alright, so we had this issue earlier in the week. We caught the person who was impersonating me, but for whatever reason, somebody is trying to impersonate me on Discord, messaging people in the Discord, asking them for crypto addresses or some stupid scam or whatever. I'm never gonna message you asking to send me anything. Typically I never like message anybody except for the moderators. So most of the time I just won't be messaging anybody from the Discord privately unless it's like a moderator and I need to talk about something. Yeah, nobody's gonna give you free money on the internet through a Discord DM. So do not trust any of them. If you ever need to report some scammy looking message, send it to the social chat channel in the Discord. But yeah, literally the person who was impersonating me on Monday, it was like the scammiest message ever. And then right when we caught the person and I alerted the Discord to like make sure you're not getting messaged, the scammer changed their Discord name and it literally just gave us their Discord name. So literally exposed themselves for doing that. So it sucks, but it's just the internet now. If you ever see any, I'm never gonna ever, trust me, I don't have any interest in asking you for cryptocurrency. So yeah, it sucks. Just report it to a mod in the social chat. There's a chat in the Discord called social chat. So just at a moderator and we'll get a handle, we'll get them kicked from the Discord. So yeah, thank you for letting me know. And just also for anybody else who gets a message like that in the future, it's not me. It's never going to be me. I'm never going to ask you for Bitcoin or Ethereum or anything. So, what else was I gonna? Clover, right? So Clover, there's quite a bit to talk about. I posted it a few times now. It just kept on dropping straight up. That's the most straightforward way to put it. It was just a mixture of like literally the last 2 times Clover started moving up, that's right when the market started falling. Like I'm not even joking, you can go compare it to any of the indexes. Like terrible timing, the market just fell right when it started moving up, and then yesterday morning it just fell again. Technically, yes, this trade did get stop hunted, but again, like 99% of normal swing trades with proper risk management would have gotten stop hunted on a morning like yesterday morning when the market gapped down and it was down 2%, which is a lot for the S&P 500. So yeah, sure, keep that in mind. You're not at the PCZ of the Gartley anymore. You passed the PCZ of the Gartley, so it could be a different harmonic. I know a couple people are looking at it a little bit differently. But you still are developing divergence on the daily, and you're above $10, which is like the psychological redemption share price for a lot of these previous SPACs. because it's not SPAC anymore technically, but have the divergence on the daily still developing. Same thing on the 4 hour still developing, and on the 1 hour you don't have divergence. But if we really zoom in, there's been like this mini symmetrical triangle on Clover. So I'm gonna use like, I guess like a white line or whatever. And if you include the move after hours, because it went up like 1% after hours, kind of broke out of this. And you might be asking me, who cares about a 30-minute, what is the song? You might be asking me, who cares about a 30-minute symmetrical triangle? Just look at this, all right? So pretty big downtrend, right? Pretty big downtrend. Then you have a symmetrical triangle show up, and then you break out of it, right? This little symmetrical triangle. Let's go look at QS before it went up 46%, okay? We're on the 30-minute. Where was it? It was this right here on the right shoulder, maybe. Right, I think it was this, yeah. So, US was also doing the same exact thing. Right there, you see the white lines? And cooler with an $11 donation. APA inverse head and shoulders, double bottom. Have you ever look at it? How would you target this mid long term? I can take a look. The cooler, thank you for the $11 donation, appreciate it. But yeah, QS did the same exact thing, and then right when it broke out is when it just gapped up the next morning like crazy. So we'll see what happens. Clover, it just looks very, very similar to QS did when QS was like $46. And then what happened in QS? Hit the target of the trade for 46% profit in about 2 weeks. And it literally hit the target, and then it pulled back like crazy. So, you know, it's showing variables. Just needs demand. They have earnings on Monday, I believe. Yeah, just keep that in mind. We're gonna do Rocket. Let's just do the coolers request first, and we're gonna do Rocket. But just keep in mind on both Rocket and Fisker, earnings are tomorrow after the market closes. So earnings on Fisker and Rocket are gonna be after hours tomorrow. For Fisker, they don't have any major revenue because they don't have cars out until the end of 2022. So I think it's just going to be more of them talking about, you know, what they're working on, maybe some insights, their expenses, stuff like that, operating costs, you know. And then for Rocket, really interested to see how Rocket does on earnings tomorrow. Rocket's really just been going sideways for ever since September. But we're going to come back to Rocket. We're going to do Rocket, and I did Clover pretty much, I believe. Yeah, we already talked about it. So I still like Clover. I'm still in Clover, but just need to start getting some life. Let's go look at APA for the cooler, and then we're gonna come back to Rocket. I'm also still I'm playing Rocket through earnings, and I'm gonna talk about it. I'm not recommending you to do that. Earnings are always at the end of the day a 50-50. So most of the time, I do not trade stocks during earnings. A lot of the time, what I do is I exit right before earnings if I was in because of the technicals. And then whatever happens after the earnings, I'll take it from them. But I do think, yeah, Rocket looks like some sort of white coffee accumulation, definitely. Remember, earnings can always flip things either way. Like Walmart looked great on the chart before their earnings, but then they had a bad earnings, and then Walmart dumped. So that was like, what, like last week, I think. But yeah, APA, I literally think that there's a trade out on APA right now, like a crazy long-term trade. I'm not even sure. It might have gotten stopped out or something. Let's see if I can pull this up. Okay, there was a cup and handle right over here for some divergence. Seeing the cup and handle. I don't know if we can find it. It's probably going to take some time. Let's try. Thing is, I need to find like the right. There we go. I found it. That was pretty quick, actually. Yeah, so there's actually a trade that I posted on APA. The entry was $16.76, and the target was $24. Let me hit the play button. So really what happened with this trade, this is like a long-term trade. I said it right here, long-term. It got stopped out. Originally, this trade was up like 10%, right? The trade started off like 10%, then it got stopped out. It pretty much dumped, and then it came down here. Then it just started running again. So yeah, just want to bring that up real quick. Go back to the chart. Yeah, I don't know how many people were here back then. When was that? Oh, that was January 8th. I thought that was like November or something. So it wasn't too long ago. It was like a little bit like a month and a half ago. So at this point, kind of looks like this cup and handle turned into like a kind of like a double bottom almost. Just like that. So it just kind of turns like a double cup and handle, or a cup and double handle. Now it's starting to go again. So I already have a lot charted here. Yeah, 24 was my target. I think there was like a gap fill there or something. Yeah, there's a gap fill to, yeah, like $24. So I put 24 as a target. There's like a gap fill there. It was also kind of your resistance right here. And that's just where I was targeting it. In terms of a support, $20 is like your closest support. If you fall under 20, then I guess at this point you also have 1933, which was your candle high from right there. And then after that, that's when, actually no, you do have a few supports. So your supports are 20, 1933, and then 1834. 1834 because it was your candle lows from right over here in 2019. And then to the upside, 24 is like the gap fill. After 24, like you're talking like $29. It's a very volatile range between 24 and 29. So 24 and 29, but remember, I'm talking very long-term outlook. 24 and 29. And again, if you want to even go crazier, 33. I'm just showing you like the macro price pivot areas from the past on the chart. So yeah, that's APA. Thank you again for the $11. Appreciate it. How you doing, matey? So let's go finish up Rocket. They have earnings tomorrow, so that can turn things either way. This trade's up like 3% right now. Actually went up like a little bit more after hours. But the technicals look good. We'll just see, you know, it's earnings 50-50 always. Kind of like a little falling wedge and like a macro Wyckoff accumulation range with classic bullish divergence on the 4-hour. Technically, it looks great. And we've traded Rocket like twice before. This move right here was a trade. It hit the target. So I don't remember how much percent. I think it was something like this. I think it was like 24. I think it was like a 20% profit. So this move was traded by the free trading movement. And I think we also traded like something over here as well. But we've traded Rocket a couple times before. It's just back at the bottom of the range with some bullish divergence like it was over here. Right, because from this one to this one there was bullish divergence and the entry was like right around there. It was one of my biggest trades ever. I had call options on it and they went 900% in one day on this day right here. Right there. It's crazy. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Earnings can really shift either way. I really like Rocket fundamentally. I just think that people are really, you know, the whole entire thing going on with mortgages right now. Just Rocket is really, like, a lot of people know about Rocket Mortgage aside from stocks. It's a pretty big company. They have huge partnerships from sports teams. I believe the Cleveland Cavaliers, the esports teams. They're just a lot of commercials. They had a Super Bowl commercial, I believe. So like, yeah, like they're well known. A lot of people use them. It's pretty digitized. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I think they already have good estimates for earnings. Like they're already being estimated to have like a good earnings per share. From what I saw, I was looking at it pretty briefly, but we'll see tomorrow. Always your choice if you're playing earnings 50-50. And there you go. That concludes the recap of all the trades. What a day today. Insane. From Fisker going up 40% to the BlackBerry trade up 18% to the whole entire GameStop craze. CCIV falling like crazy. Just the market was going all over the place. Meanwhile, the S&P was just straight going up all day, which was also talked about in the Discord. So it's a lot of nice price action today. Technicals worked out pretty well today. And just a very nice rebound from yesterday morning, which was scary. Yeah. So keep hitting that like button. Let's get to 60 likes real quick if you're enjoying the stream. If you're learning something, if you were in any of these trades, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to send me a tip or buy some merchandise, that's a pinned comment in the chat. Yeah, I think I'm going to take a break real quick. So what we're going to do right now, I'm going to take like a 2-minute break. Drop some tickers in the chat, and when I come back, I'm going to take a look at a few of the tickers. Please don't request me something that's up 55% because I'm just going to skip it. I need something consistent to analyze. And if you really want me to look at something, give me a reason, right? What's going on fundamentally? Is there a pattern on the chart, some divergence? So drop some tickers in the chat. This is not the end of the stream. I'm going to be back in like 2 minutes. And yeah, we're back. All right. Sorry, give me 1 second. Okay. Wow. All right. Put the sleeves up. We're in for a long one tonight. It's gonna take me some time to get through these. All right. We can do this. Again, I'm really just gonna have to skip charts that don't give me any sort of probability. Do not take it personally if I skip your chart. There's no emotions in trading. We already looked at Nokia. It's just for time purposes. I really cannot do an in-depth analysis on every single one of these tickers. I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight then. So just bear with me. I'm gonna try my best on some of them. Other ones I'm just gonna skip. And I might not type them in correctly. And don't get mad if I skip a ticker or something. I'm trying my best here. Got 2 people saying UWMC. We can take a look at that yet. Wow. Got a lot of people in here, huh? I don't even know. FUBO, and then UWMC. I'm really only trying to do one ticker per person just to make it fair. Alright. So, UWMC, I'm just thinking about things that were already on my watch list because otherwise they don't add it to the bottom. UWMC, FUBO, and then there was one more, what was it? American Airlines. Alright, so UWMC, you're showing confirmed classic bullish divergence on the 4-hour. You bounced off of the PCZ that guy in hat found. This is how I would manage my risk on the trade. I sent this to the Discord earlier today, where your entry would be around here. Stop loss would be under your previous all-time low, and then the target would be 1137. Again, I'm going to be speed running through these charts just for time purposes. FUBO, I thought it was on my watch list. Sue American Airlines first, I guess. I can find it right over here. Wow, American Airlines went crazy. What did I say about travel 3 months ago? 3 weeks ago, not 3 months ago, or last month. What did I say about travel last month? Okay, you're seeing Boeing going off. You're seeing Norwegian cruises going off. You're seeing American Airlines. Literally 1 month ago, I put out a video on my channel saying I'm bullish on travel stocks for a recovery. And you are seeing huge moves across the board in travel. I literally spent like 2 or 3 days last month saying how bullish travel stocks were. And now you're finally seeing that come into fruition. On American Airlines, 24.29 is my target for the long term. I do think that it's going to hit 24.29 at some point. I don't know when, but it's a huge company. COVID vaccines rolling out. And then your support on American Airlines is like 1867. So you're in the middle of a range right now on American Airlines. That's your support and resistance. Let's take a look at FUBO. Then we're going to do the rest. Right there. You're kind of showing some support at the golden retrace. Not really any divergence. If you really want to be very technical, you could consider it maybe, but I don't really consider one little wick on the MACD divergence. You had a bullish pin bar candle though. A 4-hour, you had a bullish. Not really, never mind. Kind of. Very subjective. But 40.51 is the resistance that you're now under. So I don't think you're bullish unless you're over $40.51. So you break that and then we could be talking on FUBO. Otherwise, from a technical standpoint, I'm not too sure. GHVI, not enough data for me to analyze. TBT. You have some classic bullish divergence developing. TradingView updated their, I don't even know the word, updated their user interface, I guess. As long as you're above 1586 on BTBT, you're fine. That's your support. EW. And again, when I'm going through so many charts so quickly, I might miss a couple things. It's just, I'm trying to do quantity right now. It's not really super quality. So I just want to also keep that in mind. DVW, I have no clue. It just, huge trade that a lot of people here were in. It played out very nicely, and now it's just falling. I'm not too sure here. Qualcomm. Your resistance is like 143. You're in the middle of a range. You do have some bullish divergence, but there was definitely a better time to be entering. Even though it would have been hard to try and catch that, there wasn't really any signals there. Not too sure. Apple, again, just on a lot of these charts, I'm just going to give you I'm not too sure, because I don't really like BSing. If I don't see something that I can really talk about, I just kind of skip it, because I'm looking at hundreds of tickers a day. There's no need for me to try and make something out of nothing. That doesn't mean the price isn't going to go up or it's going to go down. It just means I'm not too sure. Same thing on Apple. You're falling down like crazy. There's not enough data right now for me to see like a nice move to either direction with high probability. But one way will win. It's going to go down or up, obviously. So I'm not too sure. TLRY, you are showing some hidden bullish divergence on the daily. I like how you're above 27.55. They did beat earnings last week, I believe. TLRY looks fine for the long term. But your major, like huge support on TLRY is 22.54. So I feel like dollar cost averaging could be effective. Obviously, there was much better times to be entering. I put out a trade on FUBO at like $6.80. Obviously, I had no clue that it would go to $66. The target was way lower, but that's TLRY SCYX. Support is $7.37. Major resistance is $10. No divergence, no pattern. LI, clear this up. Support is 26.47. You have a resistance at 33. Nice bullish pin bar yesterday on the daily, some classic bullish divergence. Looks pretty decent. Earnings are tomorrow though, so earnings can always send either way, but the chart looks fine. We'll see with earnings. COGT. Wow, I mean, look at this range. Just kind of in this like range right here. That's really it. You're at the bottom of the range, so that you could see a bounce here, but you don't want to fall any much lower than this. This is really it. Whichever way you break out to will be telling. Otherwise, you're probably just going to continue ping-ponging back and forth. But it's at a make-or-break area. No clue on this chart. Just not enough of a pattern or any divergence for me to really give you any sort of signal. Root, same exact thing. Not enough data on the chart. DraftKings. Earnings are on Friday, maybe, according to TradingView. TradingView might be off on some of these, but DraftKings is actually showing some hidden bullish divergence. I'm just going to clear up this chart. Your support is 55 and your resistance is 64. That simple, you're right in the middle of a range. So, IDEX. Out of support, kind of. Too sure here. Again, just a lot of these charts look very, very similar. They're just on waves down, and it's like they're going to bottom out somewhere, but until you get like a pattern or divergence, it's not too easy to tell. So I'm not too sure. Square. I don't like how it's under 242. I think you're actually bearish unless you reclaim above 242, because that was like your double top from over here, and now you're back under. Need to get back above 243 or take caution on the square. I like it fundamentally, but ADN is not enough data on the chart for me to analyze. Open. Have some hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour. Let me just clear this up again. Hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour. On your RSI as well. So MACD and RSI hidden bullish divergence. Your support is $25. Resistance 32. That's really it. Kind of looks like you have a demand line. This kind of looks like CBAT. And that's your demand line. Yeah, very, very nice demand line on this chart. If you break over 32, you could probably see another nice run. And that's open. Even some like hidden, even some classic divergence on the daily if you consider the wick a low. OTLK. Your support's like 173. Other than that, I have no clue at all. Just very, very volatile. ATOS, again, I'm not too sure there. See it going either way. Palantir. Interesting. There was a lot of hype going into Palantir over the weekend, but I thought it would have a crazier move, honestly. I feel like maybe the market falling yesterday might have messed that up. But it was at 30 on Monday, maybe? February 19th? No, that was... Yeah, on Monday. It was like at 30, I think. On Palantir, you're in a range between 25 and 31. And that's really it. Not much divergence. A little bit, actually, never mind. You have some hidden bullish divergence on the daily. Yeah, you do have divergence. Sorry about that. So hidden bullish divergence on the daily. No divergence on the 4-hour. Some local divergence, I guess. iBio, hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour. MACD and RSI. Not much on the daily. Major resistance at 270 and I guess your support's like really hard to tell. I'm gonna go with your support is like 187 because it's your high from right here and then like right over there. So support 187, resistance 271, very, very big range. ARAY. Kind of like a channel, just like an upsloping channel. That's how I would go with. You're at the bottom of the channel right now, you're at a demand line, however you want to put it, make or break area. Yeah, for real, shout out to Mike for doing all the timestamps in the streams. So yeah, I think that was a great stream. Huge day for literally every single one of the trades except for CCIV. Huge day for Fisker and BlackBerry and all the Wall Street pet stocks. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream and you're enjoying the trades, especially today, but not necessarily last week. Last week was terrible. So nice bounce back. Hopefully it continues. Thank you for coming out to the stream. Have a great night. Trade safely tomorrow. And yeah, appreciate the support, Daniel. Peace out, everybody. See you tomorrow at 9 EST. Yeah, shout out Mike for doing the timestamps. The timestamps will be up within like 10 minutes. If you enjoy the timestamps on the stream, make sure to say thank you to Mike for being here, timestamping all these tickers. It takes a lot of work. Like really, it takes a lot of work. Huge shout out to Mike. Yeah, have a good one, everybody.